Hey guys, today I'm going to show you the easiest way to build a paid membership site inside of Webflow. Let's do this thing. All right, so today we're going to be using a tool called MemberStack 2.0 to build out this membership functionality inside of our Webflow websites. Now, Webflow has a native membership product, but I prefer MemberStack. It is a much more robust product, and I don't think you should be using anything else when you're building out your membership sites or your SaaS products inside of Webflow. Now, MemberStack can get a little technical, especially when you're first starting off. So that's why I wanted to make this tutorial video, at least give you a foundational knowledge so that you can start building sites like this inside your Webflow account. All right, so without further ado, let's hop right into this thing. Okay, so step number one is we need to set up the actual structure of our Webflow site correctly. This is very, very important, and we've got to get through this before we can actually start adding the bells and whistles inside of MemberStack. So let me show you how I have this set up. So essentially what I have here is I have a home page. This is going to be like our landing page. So when people come to our website and they want to sign up or they want to log in, this is where they're brought to. And so this is our landing page or our home page. I then have a member dashboard. This is the page that people are brought to upon signing up or logging in. So if you have an account and you log in to this membership site, you're kind of brought to your like profile dashboard, okay? And so you have your name, a picture, and like some relevant content here for you. From inside your dashboard, you can access all of the gated content that you want. And so in this example, we're gonna have 3 different tiers of gated content. We're gonna have bronze content, silver content, and gold content. And in order to access that content, you need to be on either a bronze, silver, or gold plan, paying for that respective content. All right, and so you can see here that I have a bronze page here that's going to have like my bronze content, maybe like an ebook or like recipes or sports information or news or whatever it is you're putting behind your paywall. So there's going to be a bronze content, some silver content here, maybe something a little more advanced, and then gold content. And again, you cannot access any of this content unless you're paying on those respective plans. All right, going through my list here, I then have a sign-in page. Okay, so this is where you can come if you're a paying member and sign back in to your membership site. Then I have a pricing page, and this is essentially just going to show you all the different plan options I have. So a bronze, a silver, and a gold plan, along with their respective prices. And from here, you're going to actually be able to sign up by hitting these buttons to each of these plans, whichever one you choose. And then finally, I have a profile settings page. Okay, so from this page, we're going to be able to update your email address once you're logged in. You're going to be able to update your password once you're logged in, and you're going to be able to manage your account by changing or canceling your plan. So from a high level, one last time before we get into it, we have a home page. That's going to be your landing page, a member dashboard, where each logged in user is going to be brought to. That's kind of going to be the home base of the logged in user. Then we have our respective plan content here. So bronze content, silver content, and gold content, a sign-in page, a pricing page, and finally a profile settings page. That is how we have it all linked up. Let's hop into step number 2. Okay, so step number 2 is very simple. We need to add our MemberStack custom script to our Webflow site just to link the 2 apps together. So to do that, we're going to come to Webflow settings, come down here to custom code, and right here in this head code section, we're just going to paste in this MemberStack code that we grabbed from right here in our MemberStack profile. All right, and so we'll hit save and then publish. And that's step number 2. All right, so step number 3 is we need to get the login form working so that people, when they come back to access their bronze, their silver, or their gold content, they can log back into your membership site. All right, and so to do this, it's quite simple. All we're going to do is we're going to drop in from the MemberStack template library here, or the component library. You can come to login, and you can just grab any of these forms you want and just paste them right here into Webflow, which is what I've done. And once you've done that, we just have to add a couple things called custom attributes to this form in order to essentially link Webflow with MemberStack and get this login form active. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to come into the form div here, not the form block, but the div in the layer below that. So in this case, form container div. And we're going to add something called a custom attribute. So if you grab that div, then you're going to come to settings, and this is where we're going to add our custom attributes. Now again, our custom attributes, it's just a way that we can link Webflow with MemberStack and send data back and forth between the 2. All right, so to that form div, we're going to add a custom attribute, and we're just going to type in into name data-ms-form value login, and you're just going to hit enter. And so now our form is linked back to MemberStack. Now we just need to map our specific input fields back to MemberStack as well. And so to do that, we do something similar. We're going to grab our email input field here. We're going to come to settings, again, scroll down to custom attributes. And this time we're going to type in data ms-member value of email. All right. And so that way we can pass email information from our member back to MemberStack. We're going to do the same thing with our password field here. Again, we're going to grab our input field, come to settings, add a custom attribute, data-ms-member value of password. Okay. And that's it, guys. Our login form is now linked back to MemberStack, and we're sending data between the two apps. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we actually need to make our 3 plans that we're going to offer to our members. Okay, so again, we're going to offer a bronze, a silver, and a gold plan. And if you buy each of those plans at each of their respective prices, you can unlock different gated content behind each of their paywalls. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come to plans here in MemberStack. And in order to add a paid plan, we're going to hit add plan, paid plan, hit next. We're going to give it a name. So first I'm going to make my bronze plan. I'm going to hit create plan, and perfect. Our bronze plan is now made. Now, in order to give it a price, I'm going to come over here to prices, and I'm going to hit add price. Okay. And again, this is going to be our bronze price, and it's going to be a recurring subscription. So our bronze, let's set it as $10 every month someone has to pay to join the bronze plan. Perfect. We'll hit create price, create new price, and we're good to go. Now, there might be a step here that isn't showing on my screen where you need to actually integrate your MemberStack account with Stripe. I've already done that, so it doesn't pop up for me, but you might need to do that now before you do this step. So just keep that in mind if you're running into that on your side. Now, we need to do the same thing for our silver and our gold plans. So I'm going to make my silver plan, and then I'm going to add my silver price. Silver is going to be $20 a month, recurring. I'll hit create price. All right. And then one more, I'm going to do my gold paid plan. So this is our gold plan. Create. We're going to add a price. It's going to be our gold price, and it's going to be $30. Okay. So $10 for bronze, $20 for silver, and $30 for gold. So we're going to create all 3 of those plans with the respective prices, and we're looking good. Okay, the next step is we need to actually link these plans that we just made in MemberStack back to Webflow. Okay, and so essentially what we're going to do is if I come to Webflow, the way I have this set up is I have a pricing page that has all of our respective plans on each of their respective cards here. All right, and what we're going to do is every time that a new visitor to our website wants to join a plan, they're going to click one of these buttons, and is going to launch a sign up window in front of them. Okay, and at that point, when they select their plan, they can input their name, their email, and their credit card information to actually sign up to whatever plan they selected. So the first thing we're going to do on these buttons is we're going to make sure that whenever they click whichever button they want to join, that we launch that sign up modal in front of them so that they can actually input their information and join. So to do that, we're just going to select a button here, and we're going to come down to custom attributes again. And this time we're going to add a custom attribute called data-ms-modal value of sign up. All right, and we're going to put that on each one of our buttons. Data-ms-modal sign up. Okay. And again, what we're doing here is we're essentially, you'll see this when we test it all out. What we're doing is we're just launching a sign up window right in front of the user when they choose whichever plan they choose. And that way they can input their payment details and actually join the plan. All right, so that's good to go. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to actually link these plans that we just made back in MemberStack. We need to link them to this button too. And what I mean by that is when somebody chooses this bronze plan, they hit get started and that sign up window pops up and they put in their email, they put in their name and they pay. Well, we want to make sure that they get added to the bronze plan and not the silver plan, the bronze plan. Or when they choose the silver plan, they get added to the silver plan, et cetera, et cetera. So in order to link these buttons to each respective plan, we're going to have to add a custom attribute. Surprise, surprise. So to our bronze button, we're going to come to a bronze plan, and we're going to hit this button up here, install and publish, because we need to get our unique custom attribute ID that we're going to add to our site. Okay. And so in this case, you can see that when we want to update somebody's plan, we're going to add this custom attribute here. So data ms price :update. And we're going to add it right here to this button. Okay, so we're just going to add another custom attribute here. And then this unique value here, this is our bronze plan value. Okay, so we're just going to copy that and paste it in here. All right, so that button will have two different custom attributes, the one that launches the sign-up modal or the sign-up window, and the one that actually updates the user's plan or the member's plan to bronze. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for silver. So we're going to come back to member stack, and we're going to go to silver, come up here, and so we're just going to grab our name here, and again, we're going to paste it in, and then our silver ID, and we're going to paste that in. Okay, so that button is now linked to silver. Whenever anybody clicks it, they will be updated in their member stack profile to the silver plan. And then we're going to do the same thing with gold here. So last one, we'll do gold. We'll choose the gold button, and then we'll add another custom attribute. Then we'll grab the unique ID. And we're good to go. Now, one thing I'll call out here is you can see we have a couple different options. We could either update the plan of our member, or we could add a plan to our member. So it's possible for these members to have multiple plans associated with their account. We don't want to do that in this example. We just want them to be able to either be on the gold plan, be on the silver plan, or be on the bronze plan, not all at the same time, kind of double dipping on subscription payments, okay? So if they're on the silver plan, I just want them paying $20 a month. I don't want them also on the bronze plan paying $10 and $20 for $30 total each month. Does that make sense? So we're going to just update the plan every time and not add, but there are some scenarios where you would want them to be on multiple plans. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to create our gated content for each plan. So if you remember back in Webflow, we're going to have 3 different pages with 3 different pieces of content. We're going to have a bronze page, a silver page, and a gold page. All right. And if you're on the bronze plan, you have access to just the bronze content. If you're on the silver plan, you have access to both the bronze and the silver content. And if you're on the gold plan, you have access to all 3 types of content. Okay. So how are we going to restrict access to each piece of content based on the plan that these members are on? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to member stack, and we're going to create something called gated content. Okay. So we're going to start with the bronze plan here. We're going to come to gated content, and we're going to gate content. All right. And so this is just going to be our bronze content, and we're going to gate it in some way. All right. And so I just want to grant access to members on specific plans. Okay. So only if you're on the bronze, the silver, or the gold plan can you actually get this bronze content. Okay. So all 3 plans, whether you're silver, bronze, or gold, can see the bronze content. Okay. Essentially, it's our lowest tier. So if you pay any amount of money, you get the bronze content. Okay, so you're going to choose all 3 there. And then we're going to restrict the URL of that content. All right. And so that content is in our bronze page here. Okay, so we want to restrict this content to only people on those 3 plans. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to come to settings, and we're going to grab our slug. So this is our page slug. So I've named my page bronze, and so my slug is bronze here. Yours might be different, but you want to copy your slug, and then we're going to come back to member stack, and we're just going to do / and then paste the actual slug or page that you want to restrict access to. The last thing we want to do here is if somebody isn't on that plan, if somebody doesn't have access to that content yet, where do we send them? Well, I think we should send them to our pricing page. Okay. So if they want to see this content, but they don't have access to it, well, we're just going to reroute them right back here to our pricing tab where they can sign up for whatever plan they want. Okay. So we're just going to redirect them there. All right. So that all looks good. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to do the same thing for silver. Okay. So I'm going to add some gated content. This will be our silver content. And this time I want to grant access to just members on my silver plan and my gold plan. So if you're on the bronze plan, you cannot see the silver content. Okay. Only silver and gold can see silver content. I'm going to restrict a URL here. And this time I'm going to restrict my silver page. So again, I'm just going to my silver page settings and I'm grabbing my slug. Perfect. And I paste that in there right behind a /. And then again, I'm going to, if they don't have access to the silver content, I just want to reroute them to that pricing page where they can sign up for silver plan. And I'm going to hit OK. And then last but not least, we're going to do the same thing with gold. We're going to do gated content, gold content. And this time, only the gold members can get access to this gold content, okay? So silver can't and bronze cannot either, all right? So again, we're going to restrict the gold page, just like that. Again, one last time I'll show you. Go to our gold page, grab the slug, whatever your name of your page is, you just drop in there. And then again, we're gonna reroute to our pricing page if they aren't on the gold plan. And we'll hit OK. That's that. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to set up something called redirects. And essentially what redirects do is they give us logic to essentially how we flow around the pages of our website. Okay, so there's a lot of logic here we got to build in. Like for example, when you log in to your website, which page are you brought to? When you log out of your account, which page are you brought to? And so that's what we're going to set up next. So in order to do that, we're going to come to MemberStack. And right here under our plans, we're going to have something called default settings. All right. And this is where we can actually like override all the redirects that we want to do. So our first one is on sign up on purchase. Where do we bring our users? So they sign up, they pay. Where do we bring them? Well, in this example for this membership site that we're building, we want to bring them directly to our dashboard page here. So when they sign up and they pay, we just want them to be brought right here to their membership dashboard. Okay. And so I'm going to grab the slug here of this page, in this case, just a dashboard. And so I just want to redirect them to that page upon sign up. Same thing on login. When somebody logs in, I want them to be brought right here to their member dashboard page. So I'm just going to do the same thing for login / dashboard, and that's good to go. And then lastly, when somebody logs out, where do we bring them? Well, when somebody hits this log out button, I think we just want to bring them right back here to our home page, back to the landing page. And so to do that, I'm just going to go grab the slug of this page, which is just home. And I'm going to do the same thing, / home. Okay. And so now we've given our membership site logic of kind of how we're flowing throughout all the different pages of our site. Okay. The next step is a very, very important step. If you don't get this one right, your entire membership site will be broken. Okay. So we have to nail this. And it's something that seems simple, but it's actually a little complex. So let me walk you through it. So what we need to do now is we actually need to set up our Navbar and make sure that it's working the way we need it to. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to come to our Navbar. And again, you can just drop one of these in from a template or build your own. But the way I have this set up is I have 3 different links here to our 3 pages, our bronze, our silver, and our gold content. I have a link to our pricing page. I have a link to our dashboard page, or where we bring our users when they log in or sign up. I have a login page that I have linked to, and I also have a profile settings page. I finally have a sign up button and a logout button. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to link our sign up button to the pricing page. Okay, so make sure that your sign up button, whenever somebody hits sign up for the first time, they're brought to our pricing page where they then can choose their plan and sign up, drop in their email and their credit card and join a plan. Okay, so do that first. The next thing we want to do is our logout button is very, very crucial. We need to actually enable logout functionality. Okay, and to do this, we need to grab our logout button and we need to add a custom attribute. And so this one is going to be data-ms-action with a value of logout. And so now whenever somebody clicks that, they're actually logged out of their account. And again, because we set up that logout redirect, they should be brought right back here to the landing page or the home page. Okay, so the third thing we need to do here is we need to give conditional visibility to all the links up in our Navbar. Now, what the heck am I talking about? Well, so for example, if I'm signed into my membership site, if I'm signed into my profile, I should not see the pricing button, I should not see a login button, and I shouldn't see a sign up button because I'm already logged in. On the flip side of that, if I'm not logged in or I haven't signed up yet, I should see a sign up button, I should see a login button, I should see a pricing button, but I shouldn't see a dashboard button for members, and I shouldn't see a profile settings button for members. And I shouldn't see a logout button as well because I'm not logged in. So that's a mouthful. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so for each of these links, we're going to add a custom attribute. Now, bronze, silver, and gold, I'm not going to touch. I'm just going to show them in my Navbar in all instances, whether I'm signed in or not, okay? Now, this pricing link, I only want to show to people that are not logged in. If they're logged in, I'm not going to show them a pricing link. I don't care. I don't need them to go check out the pricing. And so in order to show this only to non-members, I need to add a custom attribute. So I'm going to come to this pricing link, settings, custom attribute, and this one, I'm going to do data-ms-content, all right? And for the pricing button, because I only want non-members to be able to see it, I only want people that aren't signed in to see it, I'm going to do exclamation point members, okay? And that exclamation point essentially is a not, like an anti. So really only non-members will see that pricing button in their Navbar. All right, now we're going to do the same thing for our dashboard link, okay? But it's going to be the opposite because this one, we only want our members to see. So data, MS, content, this time just members, okay? So only members will see that link in their Navbar. Our login button, we're going to do data-ms-content again. And this time, we just want non-members to see it. Okay, so only people that aren't signed in can see the login button. Our profile settings page, again, data-ms-content. And this time, we only want our members to see their profile settings page in the Navbar. Sign up, we're going to add a custom attribute. This one is going to be, again, data-ms-content. And this one, we just want non-members. So exclamation point members. So only if you're not a member are you able to hit the sign up button. And then log out. Well, you can probably guess it, but this one, we're going to add another one. Data-ms-content. And this time we're going to just do members. Okay, so only people that are signed in can sign out. And that's how you set up the Navbar conditionally. All right, guys, I just wanted to take a little breather here and check in on you, make sure that you're doing all right as we kind of get into more of the technical stuff here. If you guys are having trouble following along or you're trying to build out a membership site in Webflow that's a little more complex than this, that is totally okay. I just started a Webflow membership agency called Memberify. I'll have it linked down in the description below. And if you're having any trouble, just head over to my website, either fill out a contact form or just book a 30-minute meeting with me. Just grab time on my calendar. And I would love to hear about the projects that you're building and the problems you're running into, because I think I could solve them for you and we could work together. So head over to Memberify and we can work together to turn your Webflow site into your own working SaaS. Anyways, let's get back to the video. All right, guys, a few more steps. The next thing we need to do is we need to set up our profile settings page, okay? So we need to make sure that if somebody wants to update their email address or update their password or change or cancel their plan, they are able to, okay? So in order to do this, I've just dropped in a couple different components here, all right? Again, you can find these in the components library under profile email, is where you can update your email address, or profile password, and just go grab some components there and drop them in. All right, so again, we need to link our forms here back to MemberStack. And so to do that, we're just gonna, again, grab our form div. Again, we're not doing our form block, we're doing our form div, and we're gonna add a custom attribute to it. And it's just gonna be data-ms-form with a value of email. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing with our email input field here. Custom attribute, data-ms- this time member, value of email. Okay, so now whenever somebody updates their email address and hits this button, it sends that new email to MemberStack to update their profile email. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with our password form here. Okay, so again, we're gonna grab our form div and we're gonna add an attribute, data-ms-form, value of password. And then we're going to come to our current password input field. And we're going to do data-ms-member, value of current password. And then we're going to come to our new password input field. And we're going to add a custom attribute, data-ms-member, new password. Okay. And that's the same logic as our email form up above. Now, the last thing we want to do is we want to add some manage account functionality down here. And so for this, I've just dropped in a form and I've added a link block to my form. So I dropped in a form, I hit Command K and I dropped in a link block. And essentially what that allows me to do is just link to a different page on my website, but inside of my form, okay? And so I have a change plan button here that I built out, and I'm just gonna link this to my pricing page, okay? So if somebody comes to their profile settings and they wanna update their plan from bronze to silver or from silver to gold or from gold to bronze or whatever, they're just gonna hit this button and this link block is gonna take them right to our pricing page where they then can, choose a new plan to join, okay? So put that on your profile settings page. It's always helpful. And then the last thing I wanna do is on the actual form button, so each form comes with a button. On the form button, I'm going to have a cancel plan button. And so I'm just gonna choose this form button here and I'm gonna add a custom attribute to give it essentially cancel plan functionality. And so the custom attribute is gonna be data-ms-action value of customer-portal. And so now whenever somebody clicks that cancel plan button, a new window will pop up that allows them to cancel their plan in Stripe. All right, guys, we're on the last step now. The last thing we need to do is just add a couple bells and whistles to our site that just make our membership site feel more like a membership site, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come to our pricing page here. And essentially what I wanna do is I want to toggle a new view over these buttons if somebody is already on that plan. So for example, I said that horribly. If somebody's on the bronze plan, I essentially, when they come to update their plan or change their plan from bronze to silver, I want this bronze button to be highlighted white and say you're already on this plan or this plan's unlocked or something, so that you know that you're currently on the bronze plan. Same thing with silver and gold. Okay, so to do that, I'm just gonna cover up these buttons with a little kind of cover based on their plan. So I'm gonna just drop in a div here, all right? And I'm just gonna make a little cover. And so I'll just kind of speed through this, but I'm gonna grab my actual plan button. I'm gonna change the position to relative. And so that way my new div block, which I can call my cover button or something, that way I can set that as absolute and fill so that it covers my entire button, okay? I can give it a background here so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll just make it white, and so you can see that that new div is covering that div in the background. All right, and then I'm just gonna make these match. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of, a little bit of formatting here just to make things look good. So I'll curve it, and then, I'll give this a little bit of padding here, a little bit of margin, just so we can see a little bit of a ring. Then I'll drop in some text here, and I'll just say something like, I don't know, bronze plan unlocked. Something like that, okay? All right, and then I'll center this. And I need to change this font so we can see it. And that should be pretty good. And so then I'm just gonna copy this and paste it over each of my buttons, just like that. And just, update the text. Obviously you can make this look a lot prettier than I am right now, but you'll get the point, okay? And so now that I have my covers over my buttons, I want to give them conditional visibility based on what plan each member is on. And so to do that, you guessed it, we are going to add a custom attribute to each of these new cover buttons that we just made. All right, so I'm going to come to custom attribute, and it's going to be data-ms-content. And then my value, I'm going to come back to member stack. I'm going to come to plans, and I'm going to come to my gated content. And I'm gonna grab these different IDs right here, okay? So my bronze content ID, I'm gonna copy, and I'm gonna put on my bronze cover button right here. On my silver one, I'm gonna do the same thing, data MS content. This time, I'm gonna come grab my silver content right here. I'm gonna paste that in. And then, on my gold, I'm gonna do the same thing, custom attribute, data MS content, and this time I'm going to grab my gold ID. I'm going to paste that in here. And so now based on whatever plan somebody is in, these different cover buttons will show up, and so you can tell which plan you're already activated on, okay? Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to go to my member dashboard here, and I want to update this name dynamically based on the name of the person signed in. So if I sign in, I don't want this to say Brinstein Savarson, which is about the weirdest name I've ever heard. I want it to say my name. I want it to say Alex. And so what I'm going to do is, and this is just a quick example of what you can kind of start to build with these dynamic membership sites, is I'm going to grab this text block. I'm going to add a custom attribute, and I'm going to do data MS member. And then I want to add a value of name or first name or whatever we kind of have set up. So I'm going to come to members here. I'm going to add a test member. Okay. And we're just going to say, I don't know, alex@yahoo.com, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll add the member. And so you can see now that I have out here to the right, I've added 2 custom fields. So I've added a first name field and a last name field. And if you ever want to add a custom field and collect more data from your member, you can just come up here and hit add custom field. But essentially what you can do then is you can collect, when people sign up, their first name and their last name from the sign up form. And then what I can do is, since I have it, I can copy that ID and I can feed that in dynamically here as my value under my data MS member attribute. And so now when I sign in, whatever value I have stored here in my first name field will pull in to Brinstein Savarson. So that'll be perfect. And so that's it, guys. I'm going to publish now, and then we're going to test this whole thing out and make sure everything is working smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to refresh my page here. And let's begin. So the first thing I'll call out is you can see our Navbar is conditionally visible. Since I am not signed in, I do not see a profile settings page, I do not see a logout page, and I don't see a dashboard homepage, okay? That's because I'm not signed in and we gave our Navbar conditional visibility. So it's beautiful. Now, since I'm not signed in and I'm not signed up, theoretically, if I choose any of these tabs here, I should be gated from seeing them, okay? And because we set up those redirects, I am brought, whenever I go to bronze, silver, or gold, straight to the pricing page where I can pick a plan and sign up. All right, so that's all working great. I'm going to go to the sign up button, and that also links to my pricing page here. All right, so perfect. So I'm a new user. I want to join whatever membership site you're offering. I want to join it as a bronze member. Okay, I want to pay $10 a month. And so I'm going to hit get started here, and here's that sign up modal that we get to pop up by adding that sign up modal custom attribute in one of the first steps. All right, so I'm going to make a fake member here. So Nick Lee, and then I'm going to just be nick@yahoo.com. And then my password is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to hit sign up. Okay. And this is going to bring me right to my Stripe page. Okay. And this is where I can input my card information and actually pay $10 a month. So I have a fake credit card here that only works if I'm in test mode. This won't work normally, but I'm in test mode for now. And so you can just kind of play around with this fake credit card and make sure that, you know, your membership site is working. And I'm gonna hit subscribe. And now, once I sign up, because we set that redirect on sign up to the dashboard page, I'm brought right to my dashboard page. All right, perfect. And you can see automatically that, boom, I'm pulling in my dynamic name from my data MS member first name field. All right, so that's coming in perfectly. And I'm on the bronze plan, so I should have access to the bronze content, which I do. So whatever content you have here, I have access to. But if I go to silver or gold, I'm brought back to the pricing page because I don't have access to that silver or gold content. Now you can see here that I can now see clearly that I'm on the bronze plan because I have that unlocked. And again, that's coming in from our custom attribute that's dynamically formatting our page based on the plan that I have joined. All right, perfect. I'm going to come over to my profile settings page here, and I want to update my email. So right now it's nick@yahoo.com. I want it to be nick123@yahoo.com. And so I'm just going to hit update email, and it says my email has been updated. So if I come to MemberStack, and you can see my email has already in like a second updated to nick123@yahoo.com. So that's working well. I also want to update my password. So right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I want to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to hit update password. And perfect. My password has been updated. Okay, cool. So that looks good. So I'm going to log out now and make sure that I'm redirected back to my home or my landing page, which I am. Again, my Navbar updates conditionally, so that's good. And then I'm going to try and log in. I'm going to make sure my login form is working. Again, I just changed my email to nick123@yahoo.com and my password to 123456789. And so if I hit sign in, perfect. So I am accurately updating my profile settings from our profile settings page. So that's looking good. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come to our profile and I want to change my plan. Okay, I want to upgrade to silver. So I'm going to hit get started. And I get redirected to our Stripe page here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to hit update plan. I'm going to choose silver, continue. And so very importantly here, you can see that I'm going to start paying $20 on the silver plan on July 11th in 1 month. But since I already paid $10 for bronze and I'm not adding the silver plan, I'm just updating to the silver plan, I only need to pay another $10 today because I've already paid 10 for bronze. Does that make sense? So that's that key differentiation between update or add in that one custom attribute. Okay. So I'm going to update to silver here. I'm going to hit confirm. Perfect. Went through. So I'm going to come back here. I'll be brought to my dashboard page. Okay, perfect. So I'm brought back to my dashboard page. Beautiful. And so now I should have access to bronze. I should have access to silver, but I should not have access to gold. Okay, perfect. So that's looking good. Now I want to update all the way to gold. So I'm going to hit get started here. Again, I'm brought to my Stripe page. I'm going to hit update plan. I'm going to come to gold. And again, the same logic as before, which is I'll start paying 30 now, but I only owe 10 today. Okay, because I've already paid 20 for silver and bronze. So I'll hit confirm and I'll update my plan to gold. Perfect. Come back. All right, sweet. And so now I should have access to bronze, silver, and gold. Okay, that's looking great. That's looking great. So this is all working. The last thing I want to do is I want to come to my profile settings page and I just want to make sure that I can cancel my plan. And so I'm just going to hit this cancel plan button and this Stripe window pops up where I can cancel my plan. So you can see I've already paid 30 bucks. And so I'm just going to hit cancel plan. All right, I'll cancel plan. And I'll say it's too expensive, whatever. Hit submit. And there we go. So I've canceled my plan. If I come back now to my dashboard, you can see I still have access to this membership site. All right. And that's because if I come back to my member page over here, and I come to my Nick123@Yahoo, you can see I'm on the gold plan. And if I come into plans and permissions here, you can see I'm on gold and it cancels on July 11th in 1 month. So up until that point, I will have access to the site. After that, I will get booted from my dashboard here. Okay. And so this is all working great. So the last thing I'll do is I'll just log out here and we're all good to go. And so that is the easiest way to build a membership site inside of Webflow. Now, again, this can get increasingly complex, especially when you're building out job boards, online courses. There's a bunch of different dynamic data flying around, a bunch of different redirects. It can get hairy. And again, if you need help, if you want to build out something more complex, get in touch with me at memberify.io and I'd love to work with you. If you guys like this video, go smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing. That would be awesome. If you have any questions, get down in the comments and let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for all the support. It's great to have you here, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.